Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, just uh, just a bit of news, I guess, and pickups. Because if you don't, pickups, yeah, I got loads of pickups. I got loads of stuff that I got. Just to make the videos interesting. It doesn't really matter what I show, but it's the manner in which I show it. But I'll tell you a little bit about what I've been up to, because I know that you sit and wait for this news to arrive, and you know I have to provide this news. Otherwise, it'll cost me subscribers, and if there's anything bad, that can happen to a YouTuber like myself, is that you lose subscribers because in my realm of numbers of subscribers, I'm up to 340 or something in that vicinity. One subscriber, more or less, really matters. I mean, not essentially, because I don't really lose anything or gain anything. It's just a subscriber. But when you're keeping track, every time one goes off, I notice. Everyone one is added, I notice as well. I don't really care. I do care about the people who comment, even on my coding videos, which I know if you're not a coder, they're super boring. But I've added my own picture in the bottom, just to make it more interesting. When my face makes someone happy or makes something more interesting, something is wrong with the world when that happens. But I miss a sidekick in the background, someone to comment on what I say. That's really good to have. Actually, if you have that, great. I don't have that. I'm here all by myself, laughing at my own jokes too. So, shall I get right into the stuff, or do we do space news first? Space news. SpaceX is that the private company that's sending. It said that we're going to Mars before NASA goes there. Really good, and they've done the automatic, the retrievable rocket that goes up but also lands, and it also automatically lands, and they not just on the ground anywhere, no, on a platform in the middle of the ocean. Why they would do that, I don't know. Safety reasons or whatever, or just to show off. But and they've done it a couple of times successfully. Very good. But now they've failed, and I haven't read much about the failure or the hows or the whys. I saw some footage, but basically a lot of smoke, and well, that was a learning experience. I think that's what it was called by the company's owner, a learning experience. And one of the reasons I find that is, I mean, that's like real space stuff, ISS, which even if it was offered to me, I couldn't go there personally because the return trip is in that Soyuz, the Russian capsule, which is just so small. And that's exactly the kind of claustrophobia that I respond to. I couldn't go into an MRI scanner, and I couldn't go back. So if I could go up there, but I'd never come back. Anyway, that's the real deal, the real stuff. We go into space, and and it's boring stuff too, because we look at rocks and ice. It's not that interesting. Space is not that interesting, really, when you look at it, because it's all the same, and it's all rocks, and the colors are different, and the weather is different, and the temperatures are different. But that's not really interesting, is it? It becomes interesting when you get like aliens and stuff that you can't explain. That's interesting. So I've been invited to look at some footage and some UFO sightings and all that. And do you have that? I have that. That I sort of dive into that, and I just can't go into that lightly. I just have to watch everything that's out there. And so I stumbled upon this David Greer, Dr. David Greer, I think his name is David, and his Disclosure Project, where he basically took a bunch of reliable witnesses, people from, this is all United States. Of course, everything that is alien related happens in the United States. That's not entirely true because there's been sightings all over the world, but this is all US. So basically, they take reliable witnesses, the ex-Air Force personnel and high-ranking officers, and they all go in the interview and saying, "Oh, I had top secret crypto because that adds crypto clearance." And as an outsider, you think, "Oh, that's wow, that's great." And I looked up sort of the table of clearances, and there's like 38 clearances above, with a crypto level. I think the United States president is at crypto level 17, and then there's 10 levels above that, and a couple of levels above that. So, but when you first see the video, you think, "Oh wow, that's a reliable witness." And some of these people, they really you can tell that they believe what they're saying. And they speak of having seen alien spacecraft, having used technology off those, having re-engineered them, or back-engineered them, or reverse-engineered them is what I'm trying to say. All that kind of thing, And there are a couple of people on there that are just... just a number of mental disorders. If I was a psychiatrist or a psychologist, it's pretty easy to spot certain people who have some sort of personality disorder, and they get in front of a camera and they tell a story very convincingly. But it's interesting to watch, to think that aliens have been with us for a long time, and that they have a base on the dark side of the moon, and occasionally they visit us. And then you see sort of these sightings, and you think, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense, and it's exciting." I don't know. It's fun to watch, fun to do, but I can never take it lightly. So that's the thing that happened. And then, the more earthly matters, we've had E3. I never, of course, I never go there because it's on the other side of the planet, as far as I'm concerned. I don't watch it because it's hours long of waiting, and usually during times that I'm asleep. So I watch other people's reviews of that. And apparently something that is very important to many people is that who won. Now, I never realized that it was a match. Who won E3? And Sony definitely won from Microsoft, and Microsoft won. I don't care about that. I think I saw a couple of nice games that I can't play because I don't have the consoles. I do sort of sense the return of single player campaigns, so there should be a couple of gamers there that are excited about that. I saw some of the new Zelda, what's it called? The Heart of the Wild, the Brave, I can't remember. The new Zelda game, which looked interesting, but a lot less graphically impressive than I remembered it to be. Because we've already seen footage, and now there was actual gameplay. I thought, oh, that's a lot less defined than it was. But that's one it's the only game that I have on pre-order now. It should be out in 2017. The new Gods of War game, cool, and all the other. You'd think we'd be done with the zombie thing now. I'm just a game I'm never gonna play. I don't even know the name of it, but I enjoyed people's reviews of E3, and I think, there are one or two reasons why I would consider getting a PS4. The God of War games, that game, the new, that looks amazing. That might be, and I like those games, the whole series. So I'd consider getting a PS4 for that. But I know I won't. I'll just wait for the PS4.5 or the PS5 to come out. Again, I didn't get the Nintendo Treehouse thing. They're not there, are they? They just do some sort of broadcast, and it's not Nintendo. It's just people playing games. I don't get that. It doesn't. I'd rather have just the old-fashioned guy on the stage saying something. I've been playing Quake II again. Playing Quake II on Steam. Which is only a tenner, which was cheap, and on... sorry, I didn't prepare this. And on the old Nintendo 64. Playing Steam on the 64, which is a good experience. I like it. It's just the controller. I was really messing about how do I hold it until I figured it out. It's okay. I actually don't have that much of a problem aiming, so I'm glad I bought. That's the first game that I ever finished, Quake II, on the PC. I've been playing on the PC as well. I tried to get a multiplayer game going, but I couldn't get it to work. Some sort of networking thing. I don't know. I didn't check that out, but that was fun. Also, I got some stuff. Just the normal stuff. I went to the thrift store. I picked up some stuff. I thought I'm never going to show this, but let's show it anyway. This game is one I'm really happy with. Actually, it's Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3. Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith for the DS. Not in a nice case or anything, but the game is really interesting. It's graphically very nice. Of course, I haven't played anything, but there's you can use the Force. You can have like your lightsaber and stuff, and there's flying as far as I can see. It's I really enjoyed this game. This is a really good game. And I have this on a number of platforms, and now I have it on the DS, which I'm going on summer holiday. I'm taking this game, so I like that. And, some of the pickups. I got Daxter for the PSP, and I got Myst for the PSP. I'm trying to hold them so that the glare doesn't get them. So I got these games because they were cheap and they were there, and they looked good. I played Myst on the PC, and I got frustrated over the piano. It's like this. It's a puzzle game. Myst, right? It's a puzzle game. So there's this place where you go, and in one side, the interface is like this. On one side you have like something that plays a tune, and on the other side you have to play the tune. And I had to use the mouse back in the day to get the right tone exactly, but it was just a matter of trying to move your mouse like a tiny piece of a millimeter, and I couldn't do it, and just because I couldn't control the mouse that way. So maybe this is better. That's going with me on holiday as well. Puzzle game. I have been... Oh, and also, I've been buying PC games, a couple of them. I found this one, Splinter Cell. Why not? And because I played Splinter Cell, stealth game. Everybody knows Splinter Cell. It's available on like every platform, and I have this, but not on PC, so I got it. And I got my 5th copy of Halo 2. That's Halo 10 for... I don't know. I played Halo, not that much, but I saw it there for like $150. And it looked perfect. Shiny case, manual, perfect, everything nice. $150, I said, no, leave it. And then I came back the next day, it was still there. I was like, get it? So I got it. It's up there. But I checked it when I came home. I just said, oh, I already have 4 of them in steelbook versions, and then I don't need this one, but I got it anyway, just because I could. And then I've been on this Mass Effect thing. I've been playing Mass Effect on the 360. Really good. I like this game. Why? Because it's not all pew pew pew. It's not all shooting all the time. I finally put in Destiny in my PS3, which took a half day, because it had a system update, then it had a game update, and then the game was installing, and that took time. And when it had installed, the first thing it said, oh, downloading game content, blah, 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 blah. 5 hours later, I was finally playing the game. And it's, it's a PS3, so it's not like modern, but it looks good to me. It's fine. But it's bang, 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 pew, 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 all the time. There's no rest. I got through the first section, and you get outside, and you get like your next mission is fight through the, I can't remember what the enemies are called. And I was just done with that, just saying, I made it. Thankfully, I'm here. And then the next message is, fight the rest. So I quit at that point. But Mass Effect is not like that. It's a more of a, there's a fight now and then. And what I do is, because I can't aim worth crap, I just run up to the enemies. I get close. In games like Quake II, that used to mean that the enemies would go into their melee type of attack. And that would take time to switch. And while you did that, you backed off and you shot them. And then you came in again and back out. And so that's the way that you beat those enemies. So this, I thought, I can hide behind stuff and try to shoot you, but let's just run up to them. And what happens at the enemies usually just stand still. They don't know what's going on because you're there. What the hell now? So that's the way I was going through this. And this on easy mode, that works. And but I have Mass Effect on the 360. I have Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, and then I wanted to get Mass Effect 3 because there's Mass Effect Andromeda. That's why. That's the new Mass Effect, which looks amazing, of course, and that's another reason why I'd have like a PlayStation 4. So there's sort of next to No Man's Sky, which is not even out yet. Thinking, I might want one, but I'm not buying one. But what to do? Do I buy Mass Effect 3 on the 360 or on the PS3? Turns out, like, the reviews are equal. Doesn't really matter. Whatever has your preference. So I bought it on the PS3 because that is still my favorite system. Just came in today. Ooh, Smoker! Oh, wow. Smoker's House. I don't think it comes with a manual. It comes with a little booklet. But, yeah, it looks fine. It's just a smoker. Oh, wow. I don't care. I mean, the disc is fine. Oh, and it has like an alternate cover. Does it? Yeah, it has an alternate cover. Why? Like you can turn it around. Oh, it's the girl. You can have like the girl cover or the guy cover. Shepherd. Of course, I just got it, but I play the male Shepherd. So I got this, and then the first thing because there's also a Mass Effect trilogy, and there's some special editions, but the trilogy, I thought, why not get the trilogy from someone? And someone, I couldn't find one for a price that I wanted to pay, but I'm really cheap. Don't forget that. And there was this guy who had all 3 games for the 360 for sale for €15, and I thought. So all 3 games for €15, and for the 360, and I contacted him, and I asked, are the games still available? Yeah, sure, no problem. Do you want to pick them up, or do you want me to send them? So, send them. Here's my address. You send your information, and I can transfer the money and all that. And then he stopped communicating. And then, the next morning, usually by the next morning, in the evening usually when I do this, and then maybe someone goes to bed early or something happens. I don't know. The next morning, I usually have like an email before they go to work. This is sort of the way it normally works. But there was no email, so I emailed him. Just send me your stuff so I can transfer the money today, and we'll be fine. Nothing. The whole day, nothing. At the end of the day, still nothing. So I sent him another email. Said, are you still there? Well, what's going on? So I'm waiting a couple of hours, and all of a sudden I see that the ad is gone. Now that's usually bad news. When the ad is gone, it either means that he sold it, or he's just changed his mind or something. But there was no message. So I messaged him again. Said, this is really sad. Why don't you just whatever. If you don't want to sell it, don't want to sell it. It's fine. Just tell me what the hell is going on. Never heard from him again. So, but I found another person who had the same games for a little bit more, for $17.50. So I thought, what the hell. Even though I have all the games, I have them on mixed, and I'm not going to explain why. I just bought them. I don't have them yet, but I just bought them for the 360. So I have the series now on both. So what? That kind of thing doesn't rest before, I buy. That's a personality disorder, that I have to buy things. But I make sure that they're cheap, the stuff that I buy. And I don't buy that much anymore, which is good. All this is over a pretty long period of time. Speaking of long periods of time, I got another Cytronic package. I bought some games. This is I haven't even opened it, but this is. Remember that I talked about this, that I was afraid to ask. Well, after a month had passed, I decided to send an email to Jason. That's his name, Jason. Said, Jason, a month has passed now. What about the order? And he said, "Oh, good news." Next day, good news. I've processed your order. Which I'm sure he's just, he's got a busy life and he forgets these things, or I don't know. But he does a really good job packing the stuff, and especially the other thing is a poster, of course, and but it's rolled the maps, so you don't get creases. So these are 2 games. So still, I recommend buying games from Cytronics because they, or Cytronic, I have to say Cytronic Software, because they do a good job. But you have to remind Jason sometimes that you've got orders. And it's 2 games. One of them is Soulless, which, of course, I got from. Oh, look! I think that's the companion CD. Soulless, which I got from Trevor Story himself. Yeah, with it. Yeah. But that's like a special edition, and this is just Soulless, the cheap version. This is it's a really nice, brand spanking new disc. And there's the Spirit Stone sheet. In the game you have to find stones, and there are clues on the walls, where they go and all that. And I guess this is for all the gameplays that you do. You can write them down, the ones that you have. And oh, that's nice. Oh, this is the manual. Soulless manual. And there's a comic in there. I think Trevor did this as well. This style is vaguish, and now that I've been practicing digital art, I know that the first stage that you do stuff is usually vague, and then you have to add detail, which takes a lot of time. But this is actually a good way to do art. So Soulless and Rocket Smash. Rocket Smash is that game where you fly around and get rocket parts. So that's just the disc and I guess a little manual. Yeah, it's just a manual. John Christian Lunningdal. So there's that. And of course there's the poster, which I haven't even seen. I've taken the all right. I think it's 2 actually. Yeah, it's 2. Look at it. This is nice. It's 2 actually. I ordered 1, but you get 2. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? The Vice Squad? I don't know what this is, but it's a poster. The Vice Squad. Who was this by? Oh, Akeem Volkers and Trevor Smiler Story. Another game, and on the back of the poster is the game map. The game map, and I know, I just quickly saw I have reached this point right there. It's hard to see. Posters rolling. So I'm gonna try and get this give this a nice place. But I want the other side as well, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle that. But I'm glad I have it. Last thing I bought is this. This is a Wacom bamboo pad, an MTE 450. Yes, it works under Windows 10. It's a pad that I can draw with, and this works really well. This is I used to have another one, a much larger one, which didn't give me the feeling I was actually drawing. This does. This I can actually draw. But I'm learning digital art, so you have to know your techniques, which I don't, and you have to have a lot of patience, which I don't. So, but I'm having fun with it. I haven't done any videos on it because I'm sort of afraid to show how bad I am. So, but maybe I just should. So that's it. And there's probably something else that I wanted to say, but you know how it goes. I'll just forget it, and it'll never resurface, probably. That's it. I'm saying goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. Be nice.